Hey, everyone. Today, I want to dive into a thought-provoking phrase. Every wrongdoing will face consequences or be forgiven in this life. What does this really mean in our everyday lives? Consider this. Every single one of us has made mistakes. Whether it was a small error at work, a forgotten promise to a friend, or something more significant. These moments can leave us feeling anxious or guilty. But have you ever wondered what happens when we stumble? As we explore this phrase together, let's think about how our actions can lead to two very different outcomes: the grace of forgiveness, or alternatively, the lessons taught through consequences. How can we navigate this delicate balance between accountability and compassion in our relationships? To illustrate this further, let me share a heartfelt story about a talented musician named David, whose journey of self-discovery beautifully captures the essence of this idea. This is a tale about friendship, forgiveness, and the road to redemption that we all traverse at one point or another. So, sit back and listen closely as we unfold David's story. In a bustling city, there was a talented musician named David, known for his incredible guitar skills and heartfelt lyrics. David dreamed of sharing his music with the world, so he poured his heart and soul into every song he wrote. However, in his pursuit of fame, he often neglected his old friends, including Sarah, who had supported him from the very beginning. One day, while performing at a major concert, David excitedly announced that he would be releasing a new album, one that he had been working tirelessly on. He invited everyone to celebrate the launch and expected to see his friends in the audience. However, when the day arrived, Sarah was nowhere to be found. After the concert, David learned from a mutual friend that Sarah had felt hurt and abandoned by his lack of communication and had decided not to attend. Realizing he had taken her friendship for granted, David was struck with guilt. He knew he had made a big mistake. He had let his ambition overshadow the important relationships in his life. Determined to make things right, David reached out to Sarah, asking if they could meet. He was nervous as he approached her, but knew he needed to own up to his actions. "Sarah," he began, "I'm really sorry for not being present in your life. I got caught up in my success, and I took our friendship for granted. You mean so much to me, and I hope you can forgive me." Sarah looked at him for a moment, her eyes reflecting a mix of hurt and understanding. "David, I've always been proud of you, but it did hurt to feel left behind," she replied softly. "I need time to process this. It's not easy for me to forgive right now." David understood the weight of her words. He knew he had to accept the consequences of his actions, no matter how painful. The next few weeks were challenging for him. He focused on improving as a musician, but also dedicated time to reflecting on his relationships, realizing that success meant little without genuine connections. Eventually, David wrote a new song dedicated to Sarah, expressing his regret and longing for their friendship. When he played it for her, she was moved to tears. "You've shown me you care, David," she said. "I appreciate your honesty and the effort you're making. I can forgive you, but it will take time to rebuild our friendship." Over the months that followed, they began to reconnect. David made a concerted effort to include Sarah in his life, showcasing not just his music, but also the value he placed on their friendship. He learned that forgiveness is a journey, one that requires both patience and genuine commitment to change. Every wrongdoing needs acknowledgement, forgiveness, or punishment. David had to face the consequences of neglecting a vital part of his life, but through his genuine remorse and actions, he earned back Sarah's trust. It's a powerful reminder that while we all make mistakes, it's how we respond to those mistakes that shapes our relationships and ultimately our character.